Do you need to create a catchy looking and effective YouTube thumbnail? Today we're going to show how you can create them by showing how we created the one we are using for this video, and point out some critical details to be aware of when you create your own. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Derek here at Vigilant. YouTube thumbnails can be a crucial visual to grab a viewer's attention to your video over another one with similar content. Today we'll review what YouTube's requirements are for a video thumbnail, we'll show you how we created the thumbnail we are using for this video, and we'll go over some things you need to be aware of when you create your own thumbnails. Stay tuned afterwards where we'll share with you some tools you can use to create all of your thumbnails for free. Let's do this. Alright, let's go over YouTube's requirements for video thumbnails as of fall 2020. The image size and resolution of each thumbnail must be 1280 by 720 pixels, but the width can be as low as 640 if that is your requirement. Be sure that the image format is saved in JPEG, GIF, or PNG, and that the file remains 2 megabytes or lower in size. Be sure to use a 16:9 aspect ratio so it looks the best in all the YouTube players and previewers. Also note that there are some thumbnail policies that you will want to be aware of. Be sure that your thumbnails do not contain any of the content that is listed here, or you could get a strike on your account. So be sure to avoid those. Today we are going to use Affinity Designer to create our custom thumbnail, but later we will show you other free tools you can use that work in the same manner. Let's create a new document. And we will use our own custom preset for YouTube thumbnails at a resolution of 1280 by 720. And if you are also using Affinity Designer, we have a link here to show you how you can create your own custom presets. In order to create our thumbnail, we need at least two primary items. First is the background image. This is typically an image from your video or another image that visually portrays what your video is about. Second is the text that you want to display to succinctly tell viewers what your video is about. Other optional items would be logos and images for the companies, sports teams, technology, or a visual icon of the content in your video. With that, let's start off by using our background image. As we can see, the background image is not going to take up the entirety of the thumbnail. So in order to adjust for that, we'll want to add a rectangle that we can put behind the image. But as you can see, the color of the rectangle does not exactly match the image. So let's adjust the rectangle's color to be all white. And now you can no longer see the edges of our background image. And if you need to, you can adjust the position of the background image so it's placed exactly where you want it. Then we can add our text, and I typically like to do this with 2 or 3 rows of text, each containing just a word or two. And I think this one will work with just 2 rows. Let's go ahead and with the text tool, type out your text. And when you type out your text, you want to be sure that you set your font correctly to what you prefer. Sometimes you'll want to set it to bold so it stands out a little more, and set the font size so that it's not too small that it can't be seen on smaller screens until it's just the size you want. And for this one, I'll go ahead and make it just a little bit larger. Now sometimes when you create the text color and the background will clash and you won't be able to see the text. In order to get around this, what you'll want to do is to put a box behind the text that's filled with a particular color. In our example, we're going to want it to make it black. And you need to be sure of the layering and where it is. Be sure that it's brought up so that it's just behind the text. And we'll want to size that box so the margin around the text is just right, so it looks pretty good. And that's your first row. And we will redo that for the second row. Now this one, the text needs to be a little smaller because we have quite a few letters in this one. Might even need to go to 24. So we have it as YouTube thumbnail. And once again, we can't see it, so we'll go ahead and add another solid color background underneath it. This time we're going to want it to be red. And we will adjust the sizes on these and the position so that it is in the right spot for each one. Be sure that the margins around the text are nice and not too wide, not too short. And there you have the beginnings of a nice layout for your thumbnail. Something you can do also, just to give a little extra pizzazz, is you want to tilt this, but you'll notice that it's not tilting the text. And the reason for that is because these are not grouped together. So in whichever tool that you're using, you want to be sure that you select both of those items using the Control key or sometimes the Shift key. And there's typically an option where you can group these items together. And now, when I rotate them, they rotate together. So we can rotate this just a little bit, slide it up. There we go. And the text for this is a little too high. So I'm going to go ahead and let me go ahead and join these two as well. And now I can select both of these groups and slide them both down so they're a little closer to the bottom. Now that looks pretty good. But we have too much white space at the moment, so we have an opportunity to add additional items to visually inform the users about the video. An example would be the logo of what the video is discussing or for what tool we are using. In this example, we could put in the Affinity Designer logo, but we'll just use a generic logo for this one. Size it up a bit so it will be more visible to viewers. Now, notice that the text is obscuring some of our background image, and the icon is not contrasting very well with it either. So we'll want to move our background image over. And move the icon into the middle of it, so it now appears that our background image is drawing the logo, and our text isn't covering it up as much. Nice. Now this opens up the top left of our image where we could put an additional item. For example, we could put in our company logo to see how that looks. We'll need to resize it a bit. That seems to fill it in nicely. And all of the relevant pieces of the background image are visible. A tip for snazzing up your thumbnails is to add one or more transparent underlays to add some additional contrast to a thumbnail that may be leaning too much in one color's direction. In this thumbnail, there is just a little too much white space. We can add an underlay by adding another rectangle to our thumbnail. And size it so that the corners are outside of the edges of the thumbnail. And move its layer position so that it is right above the background image. This way everything above it won't be affected by it. And set the color to something that contrasts with your background color scheme. We'll go with a dark blue to help contrast the white. And update the opacity so you'll be able to see through it to the background. And rotate it a bit for some artistic flair. And finally, position it on the left underneath our logo. And you can see that because of where it is in the layers, it doesn't affect the text or logo, only what is underneath it, which is our background image. Play with the color, opacity, and rotation until you get a look that you like. And you can put other underlays like this in different areas. Be as creative as you like to create something you enjoy and would be visually drawing to other viewers. One thing to note is that YouTube will display pop-up text and overlays on top of video thumbnails when listing videos, such as the top corner, middle right, and lower right corner. So be sure that nothing important in your thumbnails is in those areas. When you feel good about how this looks, export the image to a file as either JPEG, PNG, or GIF. I will use JPEG for this one. Give it a name that fits your naming standards. I'll go with the simple thumbnail for this one. And to be sure it exported with all the clarity you want, open the exported image up to view it full screen to be sure it looks crisp and has everything the way you want it. And now you have a custom thumbnail file you can use on your video instead of letting YouTube pick one for you. In order for you to create your own thumbnails, you can use a number of drawing and art design tools. The one we use, Affinity Designer, made by Serif, is $50 as a one-time cost for Windows or Mac OS. There are also some free tools we recommend for you to be able to create similarly looking designs. The first is a tool like Affinity Designer named Inkscape at inkscape.org, where you can create vector drawings freely. They have downloads available for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. The second one is an online-based solution, Canva at canva.com. This is another free solution, and it has nearly every tool you need to create amazing-looking thumbnails, as well as other design documents. The third is Snappa at snappa.com. They have a free version similarly to Canva and similar features. Give them all a try and let us know in the comments below what you like or don't like about them. I hope you enjoyed our video today, and if you did, please like it and subscribe to our channel so you can catch all our helpful, tippy, and tricky bits of info. Thanks, and we'll catch you later.